Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap 4. This is Monday Night Paintball. Behind the camera is my buddy Jason Fertig. He's going to be supplying some comic relief and commentary as we go through happenings in the MFOG paintball scene worldwide. So, Mr. Fertig, this past weekend, both of us went to a pretty cool event called Red Dawn.
Yeah, it was put on by Lockdown Scenarios up at Shooters All Season Paintball. Really nice little park, heavy woods ball presence out there, absolute blast to play.
Nicholas, California. It's a very agricultural town. Had a cool little main street to it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Difficult to find the game, actually.
Yeah, that construction threw me for a loop.
Yeah, there was some construction on the freeway at the exit, and I drove past the exit twice trying to figure it out. Plus, my Apple Maps was not doing me any favors.
At least you were doing it in the daylight.
That's true. Yeah, and you were driving the truck, right?
Yeah, I was driving the truck, went right past it. They saw me. It was kind of funny. The guys were across the street at a little store, and the clerk saw the truck going over the hill and up to the field, and told one of the guys, "Hey, I think the Rap 4 is here. They're going over the hill. You might want to go help them out."
Yeah.
Because it was a little haul back to where the campground was, where we set up the booth.
My when I passed the exit, my GPS told me to go take a right later on down like this farming road, and I'm driving down this road, and there was like a lot of cars there, and I thought, oh, this must be, you know, for like overflow parking from the paintball field. And then everybody was dressed in like orange camo. They all had like hunting dogs with them, and a few people had shotguns like cracked open over their shoulders, and I was like obviously lost. And I rolled out my window and I asked somebody, I was like, is there a paintball field around here? They had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, the field's a pretty small little place, but it's definitely a nice field. It's pretty well managed, and the staff there was pretty friendly the whole weekend.
Yeah, really nice people. Lockdown Scenarios, it's a really cool group of guys. Everybody's out there just to have a good time. Didn't see anybody arguing about the game at all. Very honorable players at that game, I noticed. People were concerned when they got hit and they had a bounce or something. They were concerned making sure that it was a bounce. And they would ask their buddy, be like, hey, did I get hit right here? Did I get hit? Did it break? We're like, no, it's splatter, you're good. They're like, okay, but they would like stop and check, which is not that common actually in my experiences when I'm out there filming. I see some people arguing about who got hit or not.
Yeah, but, you get it, it's a lot more, it's a smaller game, so it's about 50 to 75 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more intimate game. Everybody pretty much kind of gets to meet and greet with each other. Everybody has a good laugh. I had buddies of mine playing on the opposite team. We played hunt each other down for 2 days straight, basically. It was a challenge. Finally won it. Just had an absolute blast though at it. Was shooting the 4.68 and shot my pumps and my old mech autococker.
I saw 3 MFOG guns out there. There's a T68, there was a MKP,
yep.
Right? That one was like decked out like a G36 or something.
Yeah,
that was Mark's.
Cool
Mark had that one, and then you were rocking the 4.68.
Yeah, there were a couple more guys that showed up on Sunday. A couple more MFOG showed up, a couple more MKPs. It was pretty cool to see the MFOG action going there. I know I was shooting a mix of first strikes and paintballs. Had an absolute blast with it. Had some ridiculous long shots. I had one guy shooting so far, I had to arc the shot, and he ended up catching it in his hand. And he held it up to show it to me, and I couldn't believe it.
Was it a first strike?
Yeah, it was a first strike. It just went right into his hand, basically hit him right in the chest and fell in his hand.
Did you put it back in the mag?
No, he kept it as a souvenir.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty cool, but smaller games, so you actually get to talk to the guys afterwards, so you get to hear these stories. Because like all I could see was his hand go up, but he can't. He showed me afterwards the first strike.
That's funny.
It was pretty cool.
It was really interesting too because there's mag-fed guns and hopper-fed guns to watch the difference in tactics. Some of the guys with the hopper-fed guns were like making shots that they knew they couldn't make. Like the dude would be completely behind cover and they're hitting the wall in front of him just to keep him back. And that's not something you do with a mag-fed gun because you only have so many magazines and you have to reload it, and you just wouldn't use it for covering fire necessarily. Like these hopper-fed guns were just spraying. It was pretty crazy.
I don't know if you noticed, what you see a lot of times is there's an unspoken understanding between mag-fed and hopper players at a lot of these games that the hopper guys will cover the mag-fed guys to move up to get into a position to take the person out. So they'll keep nailing that bunker while the mag-fed players, slowly sneak around, or the pump players, or anybody's playing with a limited cap. They're the guys that are kind of doing your little sneak and creep around the field and trying to catch the guys off guard.
Interesting. That's actually a very basic infantry tactics at the belt-fed. The crew serve weapons are used mostly for suppressive fire, while the infantry units go ahead and maneuver. on the objective. So it's kind of interesting how it just kind of evolved that way, the same way, where that hopper fed gun would be something like a SAW or 240, and you know, your mag fed guns would be like your AR. So pretty cool. Cool scenario, great people. There's one guy walking around in a suit. What was that about?
That was one of the role players. He was actually one of the members of the lockdown crew. Basically, his job was to act as a impromptu referee, so he was a field ref at the same time as he was playing a character of the mayor. So the whole storyline was built around the original Red Dawn movie. So basically, he was the mayor of the town that the Russians invaded. So he spent the whole time being an intermediary between the Russians and the Americans, acting, you know, as a role player, talking to all the players while they're out there, ensuring a safe game, ensuring the game keeps moving as well. So he hand out missions, he'd pull players in, say they were, you know, for prisoners, stuff like that. Just made a very interesting game and kept the game moving at a very, very fun pace.
Seemed like his suit was maybe a little bit too nice to be out there.
Hey, some of these guys get really into character.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So Lockdown Scenarios, cool group of guys. Looking forward to your next production. I heard it might be around Memorial Day.
Yeah, they're talking about hosting events every year on Memorial and Veterans Day weekends. So they're trying to make it so it's the easiest time, since a lot of people have off for Memorial Day, and you know, a good chunk of people have off for Veterans Day. Make it easier on the travel. I know I'm pretty beat and tired after this weekend, so
yeah,
I got my bruises. So,
well, speaking of holidays, happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served. Thank you very much for your sacrifice. It's one of those holidays, it's kind of not necessarily one to celebrate as it is just kind of to take a day to think about things. So got some phone calls to make to some buddies and to the parents of some people I can't make phone calls to anymore. So thank you everybody who served to defend our freedom and all that. Appreciate it. Moving on, all right, paintball news. Social Paintball has a story up. American Paintball League to debut in 2014. Sean Walker speaks about new pro paintball league. So those of you who are into speedball, there's going to be another league coming up. Sean Walker himself, not sure who that is, but he sounds very official. And he did an interview where he talks about all the rules and everything like that. So interesting. APL. American Paintball League. There's so many paintball leagues when it comes to speedball. Why not just have one? Like, I understand if it's tiered, you know, like AAA ball versus, you know, major leagues and stuff like that. But why have multiple major leagues? I don't understand.
Different styles. Each one has a slightly different rule set. Some of it's U.S. based. Some of it's European. Like there's the Millennium Series over in Europe. It's similar to PSP or MPPL, but it is still different. It's just slightly different styles of play with slightly different rules.
Interesting. And from the differences I've heard of the rules, it's not much. It's pretty close. But cool. New league popping up. Those of you who are into speedball, check it out. Next up, we've got a picture from Sonam Wangdu. I mentioned him in the last Monday Night Paintball. He's having pretty cool gear. Here's an example of it. He posted this on our Facebook page. He says, "No ammo, no worries. I have my sword." Apparently he carries a katana, which I'm assuming is rubber. Very cool. Would love to get a video of him tagging somebody with that, ninja style. And you, Mr. Fertig, out this weekend, you had a knife on you actually.
Yeah, I carry one of the rubber training knives.
Like a K-bar or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, it's it's a fun little thing to have on you for the look. As you saw, I had it roped into my molly, so I could just grab it if I wanted to. It's always fun when you get that melee kill. Didn't have any luck with it this time around, but I had a little bit better luck at Decay Nations this year when I got the guy with the plastic machete during the knife game.
Nice.
The night game, so that was pretty fun.
Very cool. Just adding some spice to the regular boring barrel tag.
Yeah.
Using a
always
fake
more
K-bar.
fun when you sneak up on a guy with something else.
Right. Very cool. So thanks for the picture, Mr. Wangdu. Cool ninja sword. Would love to get a video of you actually tagging somebody out with that. Very cool. Moving on. Javish Garcia. He wanted to let us know. We were talking about a company called Stormworks last episode about some bloodstocks that they made, and he wanted me to know that they do more than custom 13 CI stocks. Apparently, the Stormworks cat put his pistol into a carbine kit and modded his MKP to accept Scarab mags. So The guy who was running Stormworks apparently is a multifaceted talent when it comes to custom markers.
That's pretty cool. Maybe we'll have to get him on for an interview and talking about some of the work he's doing and some of the stuff he's got going down the road for all you guys out there with the MagFed guns.
We are looking at getting some interviews going on. We're thinking about the Stormworks cat. On my board I've got Tech PB, Mike from Tech PB. I'm going to shoot him an email, see if he wants to Skype or somehow get on Monday Night Paintball. See what's going on with him. Wolf. What's it, Dre Wolf, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, talking to him. He's in the MagFed. He's on the die team though, right? He does
the die tactical, yeah. He runs those guys.
Cool. It'd be cool to talk to him. I also on here. This is pretty whimsical, but I would like to talk to FPS Russia. I don't know what the guy's name is, but you know the Russian guy in the videos that blow stuff up.
Always entertaining to see stuff go boom.
That would be cool. And Modern Intel. I've seen some Modern Intel movies. There's the guys in Canada. I think it's just two guys doing it. I'm not 100% sure, but they do pretty good reviews on equipment, so I'd like to get them on here as well. So we're looking at doing some interviews. Nobody's confirmed. I'm actually probably sending out some emails today about that. But if anybody knows these guys, go ahead and hit them up, convince them to come on. We'll Skype, we'll chat about what's going on in their neck of the woods. But anyway, thanks for the photo, Javish. We are going to look into Stormworks, see if we can't talk to them, since they're making really cool stuff. Moving on, we've got a photo from Doug Jr. By the way, last week we were talking about his buttstock. That's how we got on Stormworks. Fertig, you thought that was made by Stormworks. Apparently, Doug made that himself. So just want to give him credit for that. Say he did a really good job on that mod. That's really cool. The buttstock is like a Magpul and 13C at the same time. And
very nice hybrid.
So that's custom. That's Doug's work himself. So good job on that. And I put up this photo because it was a cool representation of how you can swap uppers on the 468. I haven't seen too many people do that, actually have multiple uppers. But Doug's doing it. He's got a CQB build right here with the micro dot, a Pac 4, a stubby vertical grip. And then on the lower, he's got a DMR style marker. He's got the bipod, I don't know, like an 18-inch barrel or something with suppressor on it. And he's got, looks like a magnified optics. So pretty cool to see him have different uppers. You can just swap them out a couple of pins and you have like a whole new marker for a totally different application.
Yeah, definitely useful to have when you're going from playing a really tight field, or and you're switching up to something a little long range. Gives you a little more options, different looks. Definitely keep an eye on the website, guys, because we're going to be putting up some pre-built uppers soon. So you'll start seeing some stuff pop up with the Troys, with the MOE handguards, all up there. So pre-built. So all you guys got to do is basically plug and play, and you'll be ready to go. Really simple. Also, it's 2 pins, and you got a new upper on your gun. Gives you a whole new look, whole new feel without having to do all the work of changing out parts.
Very cool. Those who are familiar with AR-15s, they make all different kinds of uppers for those. They have like belt-fed uppers and different chambered in different calibers and stuff. There's like 50 cal uppers and stuff like that. So really cool to see that move into paintball, as far as you can have all different kinds of uppers on this thing if you wanted to. You just swap it out, 2 pins, got a whole new marker. Go ahead and positively affect the mission in a different way. So very cool. Thanks for the photo, Doug. And moving on, last week, I forgot who it was, but they asked me to review the Empire Defender. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you, Mr. Fertig. This is the one that we have in here. This one came in black. I haven't got a chance to shoot it yet, so this review won't have anything to do with performance. I'll let somebody else go ahead and quantify all of that. But so far, just initial impression is that this looks extremely well made. It's looks like 2 large pieces, and just the contours of this, super smooth, really quality looking. They did a bullpup design, so there's a hopper here in the buttstock, and I say bullpup style because technically the definition of a bullpup is where the action of the gun, which is still all up here, would actually be in the buttstock, whereas the trigger's just moved to the front. And on a firearm, that gives you a longer barrel length. The barrel length here hasn't changed, but they did use the buttstock to put the hopper in. Very cool. It's got a magnet seal on it, so you can still flip it open. There's nothing to break off or anything. Very well made. Good looking. I have 2 gripes about it. I'm gonna say 2.5. I got 2.5 gripes about it. The first one is the safety selector switch. My hands aren't that small, but I have difficulty getting to it. I'm reaching pretty far to try to get to the safety. On a firearm, that would drive me nuts because I'm constantly putting on and off safe. I think most paintball players, they just kind of pick their mode and then just leave it there though. They just like try to pay attention to trigger discipline versus safety selector switch discipline. And that's one. I felt like this safety could have been farther back or had a longer lever on it or whatever. Also, this rail right here, it steps down and keeps going. I really wish that would have stayed across, just aesthetically. Really wish this would have been a monolithic rail all the way out to the length of the handguard. That would have been, probably would have looked a little bit better. And the last improvement I wish that they would have done, which this grip is removable, but this grip having two different, you got a vertical grip and you have kind of like an AFG looking grip. And for paintball, obviously paintball markers are not as accurate as guns, so you can do different things, and the inaccuracy of the system is what limits you and not necessarily your own methods. But if this was on a firearm, this would tell me that whoever had this on there was confused about. You just don't have two different kinds of grips. Consistency is everything. Consistency is accuracy, it's efficiency, it's safety. You want to do everything the same way every time. And even as far as guys who go prone, because they're used to this stance right here, and then when they go prone, it becomes this stance here, that they'll actually do what's called urban prone, where they fall on their side just to keep their grip and their entire upper body the same as it would be if they were standing. So really good shooters are obsessed with consistency, and having two different kind of grips for two different kind of situations just says you don't really understand what's really going to positively affect your groupings downrange. So the grip, thankfully it's removable. If you have one of these, please take it off, because that is, oh man, that is just, this nails on a chalkboard to my ears, this guy right here. Other than that, looks great, feels great, cool idea. I wish that it would have a better cheek weld though. This being so big, especially when you're wearing a mask, you could have trouble getting behind the barrel. But for those of you with like ProFlex type masks, you'll be all right. And it's got some pretty cool modularity. These sling mounts, you can move them around the marker on either side. And of course, rail systems, you can put anything you want on it. But very cool marker, very good looking marker, I feel, once you take this grip off, of course. What do you think, Fritzy?
I like it. It's got a nice feel. It's an aggressive look. I agree with you on the grip. I probably end up going just with the straight AFG on it. It's just the way I hold 4.68, my MKP. I shoot them the same way. Same style as I hold my pumps as well. So definitely, a comfortable gun. I can't wait to actually get a chance to try one out one of these days. I wish I had one this weekend for a couple of the firefights I got into. Yeah. It would have been nice to be able to hit back through the brush the same way I was getting hit at.
I would probably run a remote line off of.
I'm not a big fan of remote lines. I'd probably give it a shot with a tank first, but most likely I'd end up with a remote line too, just because it would add so much height to that back end.
Yeah. Very, very cool looking gun. Super futuristic, actually. Yeah. But great idea of putting the hopper in the buttstock. When you put the air in the buttstock, looks like they thought about the hopper. So, very cool gun from Empire. Moving on, this weekend was Fold a Gap Scenario. That was in North Carolina.
Yeah, right over in North Carolina.
So we sent both Omar and Finch, so our designer and our tester. They were both out there repping the company, repping MagFed. Haven't heard any reports back from them how it goes, so probably next Monday Night Paintball we'll give you guys some more in-depth coverage on the event. But looked like a sick paintball game, and we just Googled Fold a Gap and we got this picture of basically the coolest paintball tank I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a pretty epic one.
Yeah, and I've been to D-Day and stuff, and I got to say this one looks the coolest I've ever seen. It's looks like a mix between like a Bradley and a Sherman.
I think something about I saw on the MagFed group there's about 60 MagFed players out there for the MagFed game. Mm-hmm. Not too bad of a showing for it, considering it's it's a full-on regular scenario with every gun allowed. Mm-hmm. So definitely props to the guys out there with the MagFeds that were kicking it with them. Know how much fun that is and how tough it can be at some points. But definitely props out there. Hopefully I'll get out there with you guys next year or sometime in the future.
Very cool, very cool. So yeah, Fold a Gap was this past weekend. Also, the MagFed only game number 5. Was it 5 or 6?
Not actually sure myself.
I think it's 5. That one was yesterday, and they had over 60 people turn out for it. Now that's the same approximate showing as Operation End War 4. So those MagFed only games every month down there, they're starting to get big. Very cool. It started off at less than 30 people, now we're over 60. So awesome to see MagFed grow down there. There's a group of guys. All you do, you pay field admission and you go and you meet up with them. They've got loaner markers. If you don't have a mag-fed gun, they won't charge you for the rental. They'll just let you use it for the day. And you can go back there and get a taste of mag-fed. It's totally different than hopper-fed. If you're watching this show, you probably know all about it. But for those of you who don't, if you're in the LA area, go to SC Village. It's like the best paintball field around there. Go and play with the guys. It's totally different gameplay. Very cool. Doesn't cost you any more than it would be to go play there anyway. But that's going on. And then December 7th, Kusha would like me to point out that December 7th is the Spartan race in Malibu. So they're going to attend it. They're raising some money. All the proceeds are going to go to, I think it's Wounded Warrior. It might be a different veteran charity, but that's where they put all their money towards anyway, so they're going to be out there running it. Looks like a lot of fun. You get to crawl through the mud, swim through like a lake, and you throw spears and climb obstacles, and there's like a lot of running and stuff. It's like one of those hardcore races. So looks like a lot of fun. We did a video last year of them doing it. It looked like a great time. So if you're out there, want to go ahead and raise some money for veteran charities, go ahead and check them out. Oh, stuff that I'm working on here. I'm the graphics guy here at Rap Force, so I am working on the trade show booth for Paintball Extravaganza 2014. I think that's in February. So I'm starting now. We're doing like huge posters and stuff. I'm using pictures from Urban Shield, some really cool stuff. The SWAT team guys using PTRs. So it looks pretty awesome. So that's in the works. Other projects we got going on. We got all those big videos to get out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of footage. We've been on the road for practically the past month at events.
Past month, they've been going to events. Haven't really had much time to edit it. So I'm looking forward to event season being kind of over, so I can sit behind the computer and start, releasing this stuff to you guys. So those of you who are at Operation War 4, we're gonna make some cool videos out of that. Those of you who are at Red Dawn this past weekend, you're getting some photos, and of course checking out the Urban Shield, seeing some SWAT guys kick some butt with some PTRs. So looking forward to some cool stuff.
That being said, too, with the holiday season on us, be sure to keep an eye out on the website. We're putting up all kinds of new specials and promos. I already told you guys we were planning on putting up some different 468 uppers. Those aren't part of the sale promo, but there's for you guys to look at and purchase as well. But definitely check out our clearance and the sale items. We're definitely going to be putting a lot of stuff up there for you guys.
Some of our sales are up to 65% off. So if there's something that you're looking at the catalog, you're like, oh, I'd love to have that, but it's a little too expensive, check back. It might be on sale right now. It might be like 20-30% off, and it might be a good time for you to buy. So we're starting the holiday discounts early. Why make you wait? If you're just going to wait for the discount anyway, might as well just lower it now. So very cool. Check out the website, and that's about it for me. What do you got first? You got anything left?
That's pretty much it, guys. Get out there, have some good time playing some paintball, enjoy the cool weather. For those of us out here on the East Coast, it's nice cool weather to play in right now. Those of you back east, sorry about the snow. Get out there as soon as it starts thawing out, though.
Paintball in the snow, that sounds like fun.
I've done it a few times. A lot of fun.
Does it hurt? Does it, like, if you get hit on the skin, I bet that stings.
I've never played in short sleeves in the middle of winter.
Oh,
Foot of snow on the ground. You want to do that?
Well, you're from Ohio, right?
That is true. Yes.
Oh, dude. I don't think I've visited the snow. I've never lived in the snow.
It was a lot of fun. Some of the coolest moments are after you get done with the gun battle and you stand up and you see where everybody was shooting at you from the spray behind you that's laying in the snow.
Okay.
It creates like whole tracks through the snow. Pretty cool.
Oh man, I kind of want to do that. I want to film it though. That's my issue. I never play because I'm always filming it. Because it's like, I'd rather be taking pictures of it. Anyway.
Yeah, can't wait to see the pictures from this weekend though. So
yeah,
it should be a good time.
There's some big winners in there. Very cool. All right, guys. So let's see. I'll do my plug. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Now, remember, Monday Night Paintball is your show. We make it from the content generated from our Facebook page. So if there's anything you'd like to see in next week's episode, just go to facebook.com/Rap4USA and let us know. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll see you out there.